Okay, so boys and girls, we're reading which book?
There's a boy in the bathroom.
Good, and what chapter are we on?
36.
Good, 36. Very good. So, a lot of things have happened here lately. Most importantly, Bradley now has what? He has one friend?
Jeff. It's Jeff.
He has more friends, doesn't he? They even invited him to play what?
Basketball.
That's a huge transition from him being all alone, not having anyone talk to him, or even worse, making fun of him. What are some of the adjectives? What are some of the names they called Bradley? Shout them out. Chicken chalkers. They call him anything else? They call him a monster.
Yeah, they called him Mom.
Yeah, they called him a monster. They were making fun of him on the playground. And now things have changed for him and he's having more success. What is he attributing the success to? What is he crediting his good fortune to? Good, Brady, his book. He thinks it's the book. And who gave him that book?
Miss Carla.
Yes, she's helped him a lot, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And it's so important to know that when you have problems, you can go to a counselor. You can get help from people. You don't have to bottle up your problems inside. There are people at school that can help you. So always remember that as you go through your school. I know you're going in 4th grade, but you have your counselors at your elementary school and at your middle school, and then when you get to high school. And use those counselors to help you. All right, now, Miss Carla got sent to the principal's office. Do we know why yet? No, we kind of predicted. Some of us thought she got in trouble. Some of us thought it may have been the complaints by the parents' organization. So we haven't learned yet why Miss Carla has been sent to the principal's office. Please follow along. Trace with your finger. We're on page 144. Chapter what, boys and girls?
36.
Yep. Bradley giggled as he walked to Carla's office for his regularly scheduled appointment. He couldn't wait to tell her all that had happened to him. She'll be so happy, he thought. She was waiting for him in the hall just outside her office. But before she could say anything, he beat her to it. Hello, Carla. It's a pleasure to see you today. I appreciate coming to see you. She smiled. The pleasure is mine, she replied. He laughed. He got a kick out of being polite. They shook hands and they went inside to the round table. She was wearing a dark blue shirt, almost black, with little white stars on it. She looked like nighttime. So, what's new? She asked. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. He didn't know why, but for some reason he didn't want to tell her. What's new with you? He asked. With me? Nobody's ever asked me that before. Well, you're always asking me what's new. Why can't I ask you? You can. You can ask me anything you want. Let me see. What's new? Well, I bought a new shower curtain yesterday. But that doesn't sound very interesting, does it? What color? Oh, sort of a beige. I don't know. It doesn't really have a color. Oh, that's a good color. It sounds beautiful. It's okay, said Carla. Well, what happened to your old shower curtain? It started getting a little rotten. Was it also beige? No. I think it was yellow when it was new, but it was sort of a greenish brown when Colleen invited me to her birthday party, he blurted. And then it all came pouring out of him. Jeff's invited too. We'll be the only boys. Everyone else will be girls. Jeff and I are friends now. The other guys like me too, and we played basketball together. At first, I was afraid to shoot the ball, but then everyone said, shoot, Bradley, shoot. So I shot, and I made it. Everyone was amazed. So was I. I still miss a lot more than I make, but I'm getting better. Everyone says so. My father taught me how to dribble. He's going to put a basket over the garage. At first, they wanted to beat me up, but I said, hello, Jeff. And he said, hello, Bradley. And then Andy asked me if I wanted to play basketball. Then Colleen asked me to her birthday party, and I said yes. And then she said, good. She would have asked me sooner, except she just found out when she was born. Fortunately, Carla had heard most of it already. Otherwise, she wouldn't have understood a thing that he said. I love how you're following along with me. Top of page 146. It's all because of you, said Bradley. Well, you did it, Bradley, not me. No, it was your magical book. My book? What's that got to do with it, Bradley? What's wrong? He was crying. One second he was beaming about the magic book, and the next he was sobbing and shaking all over. Bradley! He covered his face with his hands, and tears spilled out of his eyes. What is it? Carla asked. What happened? He shook his head. Carla rose from the table, got a box of tissues, and placed it in front of him. He pulled out a tissue, but he didn't use it. I've never been to a birthday party, he blubbered, and then he hiccuped. Not a real one, where other kids are there. And he hiccuped again, and then he blew his nose. A long time ago, when I was in 3rd grade, I went to one, but then they made me go home because I sat on the cake.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you're a lot smarter than that now. You're a lot smarter now than you were when you were in 3rd grade, said Carla. But I don't remember what to do. Do I have to bring my own chair?
You don't have to do anything.
Why would you have to bring your own chair? For musical chairs. That's why I sat on the cake. I got mad because there was no place else to sit. He sniffled. Will there be ice cream? Well, don't you like ice cream? Well, what if they don't have enough for me? What if they only have enough for everybody else? What about pin on the tail on the donkey? You don't have to bring your own donkey, said Carla, and he laughed through his tears. But what if I stick it in a bad place? Do you want to know what I think? Asked Carla. I think you're a little overwhelmed by all that has happened to you. It scared you. You think you're Cinderella. Cinderella? He repeated, and he laughed again. You're Cinderella, and you've been invited to the ball, and now you're afraid that right in the middle of Colleen's birthday party, everything will suddenly turn into a pumpkin. He wiped his eyes on his tissue. You're afraid that all the good things that have happened to you will suddenly disappear. You're afraid everyone will suddenly stop liking you. But this isn't a fairy tale, Bradley. Your friends like you for who you are. My book wasn't magic. The magic is in you. Do I have to bring her a present? You don't have to do anything, but it's a nice thing to do, don't you think? Colleen invited you to her birthday party because she likes you. And you give her a present because you like her and because you want to help her celebrate her birthday. Well, what should I get her? Should I get her a doll? Is that what girls like? I don't know. Everyone likes different things. Give her something you like. If you like it, then she probably will too. Give her a gift from the heart. How about a shower curtain? Yes. Well, that comes from the heart, said Carla. He smiled. When it was time for him to return to class, Carla said, everyone read the dialogue with me. I enjoyed our visit very much. Thank you for sharing so much with me. And then let's read more dialogue, how he replies. What does he say? The pleasure was mine, he replied. He had been waiting to say that. So, my goodness, has Bradley changed a lot or what?
Yeah.
It's incredible how much he has changed.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss a little bit more about the transformations, about the character development that we've seen from the beginning of the book through, this was chapter 36. Okay, so if you would go ahead and get out your notebooks and let's make a list.